This is Max Rothman with Brewbound.com. We're here at Left Hand Brewing Company with Chris Leonard, the VP of Operations. And Chris, thank you for joining us today. I appreciate it.
Oh, thanks for having us.
So we've talked on and on about your brewery's ongoing expansion. Curious, what's the latest with that?
We wouldn't feel comfortable if we weren't expanding. It's been ongoing since 2007. We are continually expanding. This year we've added 2 600-barrel fermenters, 500-barrel bright tank, and have run a bunch of infrastructure. Later this year, sometime between now and December 31st, we're breaking ground on a 12,000-foot expansion, 3 stories, a pilot system, a sensory analysis lab, a biochem lab, offices, a variety of things. We've got 5 and 6 people sitting on top of each other. So it's been something we've been wanting to do for a while, and we're excited about breaking ground. It'll be done sometime August, September next year.
And I understand you just recently added a new bottling line, which will take you guys from 48 to 200 per minute. Is that correct?
Yeah, we added that last year.
Okay.
So it's been up and running for the last year. We've been adding certain elements to it, adding new instruments to it as we go along. But yeah, it's been up and running, and we're running at that bottles per minute now.
Now, you guys just recently celebrated your 20th birthday.
Yeah, this month.
Everyone knows that breweries, they can tend to get dated if they don't constantly refresh themselves. So what is Left Hand doing to keep itself fresh in the market and not be seen as just a dated brand?
First and foremost, actually, we talked about it this morning. We don't want to be the biggest. We're not concerned about percentages. We're not concerned about necessarily, hey, are we going to beat these guys or that guys? At the end of the day, and we talked about it this morning, the biggest thing we're worried about is quality. If you invest in quality and you take care of your beer, everything else will happen. So, we're in our 2014 planning meetings with all our distributor partners now, and we talk quality is the first thing we talk about. And then the second thing is feet on the street. And we say that, we talk about good quality people out there that really are committed to the brand, understand who we are, and are supporting our distributor partners out there. So those are the 2 things, but first and foremost, it's always quality. We're continually, a couple years ago, we updated all of our packaging. 2 years ago, we did Milk Stout Nitro. So we're continually going down that path. But once again, it all comes back to quality.
Now, Milk Stout Nitro has been one of your best-selling beers recently, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
That's also not really a standard flagship, if you will, for a lot of breweries. So how do retailers take it when you go up to them and approach them and say, we have this Milk Stout, and they're maybe asking for an IPA or something like that?
It's actually a variety of different responses, but people are refreshed for the most part. They're like, oh, excellent, not another IPA. And that's if they're into the craft. If they're not into craft and they're just starting to become emerging craft and they're getting into it, it catches them off guard for sure, but they're definitely excited. Yes, IPA is one of the fastest growing categories, so is seasonals if you look at any of the data. But Milk Stout, it's our differentiation.
You were talking earlier about how important quality is to you, and you've also got those feet on the street. Where could we find those representatives from Left Hand right now? Where are they really looking to push?
We're looking at a couple new markets for 2014, nothing between now and the end of the year. But we're analyzing Southern Illinois, we're looking at Maryland, we're looking at Pittsburgh. We're looking at a couple different things, nothing's set yet.
What are some of the characteristics of these places that make them the right fit for Left Hand?
First and foremost, it's got to be a craft-centric market. We need to understand, we take anywhere from 9 months to 4 years, believe it or not, before we select a distributor partner. We want to do our due diligence. I think it frustrates some people that we just won't put beer on a truck and ship it to them and say, hey, good luck. We take our time. So we get out there. We interview as many distributors as we can per market. We get out there and see what the on-premise scene looks like, what the off-premise scene looks like. We talk to other breweries that are in the market, both local and non, and we really kind of do our due diligence and really get a really good grasp for it before we ever go into that. So we usually go to a market anywhere 3 to 4 times before we decide to roll out.
When you are looking into those markets and talking to other brewers and distributors in the area, what are some things that you're looking for, some details that you think makes it the right fit for you?
It's a variety of things. First and foremost, going back to that quality issue, we want to ensure that the beer that we're sending, if we're taking it all the way through the process here and making sure we're taking care of it, are the distributor partners going to take care of it too? What's their cooler temperature look like? How are they delivering beer to the market? What's their sales team focused on? Do they understand craft beer? Are they Cicerone certified? Are they behind it? How are they handling dated beer in the market? How are they going out and handling promotion? Anybody can sell beer at a discounted price. That's not what we look for at all. So that's first and foremost. Then we get out into the trade and we see what's going on out there. Are there, are bars opening up on a regular basis that are focused on craft? If it's a market that says, hey, give me, one keg on 5, we don't play that game. We think it's a bad thing for the industry. So that's usually a turnoff for us. We need to make sure. So after we do all that analysis, we go back and we say, okay, what's the volume potential in that market? Can we handle it production-wise? If we can't handle it production-wise because we don't want to short any of our existing distributor partners, we kind of step back. That's why it takes us a long time to do our due diligence. We want to do stair-stepping in all of our expansion and do it the right way. And make sure we're not shorting anybody. I mean, we take care – Colorado's our first. We take care of our backyard first before we take care of anything else.
We spoke about this a bit at MBWA in Vegas, but why is it that you're approaching your expansion with a stair-stepping kind of approach, that kind of pace?
That's a fair question. I would love to spend $20, $30 million and build a brewery from scratch and to have every single corner of the brewery exactly the way we want it. But we decided to do it a different way because there's 2 ways to grow. You can either go out and borrow a lot of cash and you have a big nut to pay, or you go out and you sell part of your brewery. And we don't want to do that. We have over 100 people that own Left Hand. 50% are right here every day. And the other 50 are former employees, friends, family, that sort of thing. So we don't want to sell any part of our brewery to anybody. We want to keep it all internal. Our goal is to have 100% of the brewery owned by employees. That's our big goal. But we believe in taking our time. I don't want to go out and borrow $10 million and completely leverage the brewery. So let's say we've heard a lot about bubble popping and all that sort of thing. But when the reckoning or whatever you want to call it happens, I don't want to have a $25 million nut to crack and call up our distributors and say, hey, I need 5 trucks. I need you to order 5 trucks this month, and I'll give you a discount on it. We prefer to take a better step through it. I think our distributor partners appreciate us taking a cautious step in that direction and stair step, because that's the way a lot of those guys do their business too. And we want our partners, just like we're growing and we're investing on a regular basis, we want them to grow with us. So for us, we'd prefer to go that way because if and when the craft beer industry starts going down to 3% and 5% and 6% growth, we want to be positioned financially stable and not saying, oh my gosh, we have a lot of debt to pay off. I need some volume.
Could lead to easy price erosion also.
So anybody can sell beer on price.
Right. Well, thanks for the time, Chris. I
Absolutely.
really appreciate it.
Thank you. Cheers.